Hello, beautiful butterfly. Welcome back to Naturally Graceful. And if this is your first time, I'm Nina. I'm really excited to be doing a video series helping you to compassionately embrace your roots. Compassion, from what I found it to be defined, is an acknowledgement that there is pain or suffering. And so a compassionate way to go on this journey is to acknowledge that there will be some struggles and difficulties. Now, I don't want you to be discouraged by this video and think, you know what, on second thought, I'm not going to do it. Any journey that we go on, right, that we're not sure of, there's a lot of uncertainty. It's nice to have a heads up on some things. And so that's what I'd like to do for you in this video. There will be videos following that to let you know how you can compassionately deal with those real things about going gray. One of the biggest fears that I had, and I've heard from many others on deciding to go gray, fear that you will look old. And it can be something that you fear, maybe not for yourself, but you fear others will feel. You may feel like because you look older, you won't be attractive anymore. And the reality is, you may look in the mirror, and as you see the gray come, because it's something totally different than what you're used to, you will be shocked. You will feel like, oh my goodness, who is this in the mirror? Or you may have someone else who does think that you look older and has the nerve to say it out loud to your face. And at times we can get so in our head about what people may think. Maybe somebody doesn't say something to you, but you're thinking that they're thinking that. That is a reality that will come with not even just making the decision, but before you make the decision. I find that seems to be a huge block to even making the decision to go gray. Another reality on deciding to go gray is that people will say things that will hurt. And it can be unintentionally or intentionally. Some may stare. Some, especially children, can be brutally honest. I'll give you an example. Something that happened to me when I went to go pick up my son is one of his classmates thought that I was his grandmother. Ouch. That did hurt when I heard it. So I am putting that out there to say that there may be times where people will say things that hurt. That is a reality of going gray. I think that's a reality in life in general. But just to say that it's not just with going gray that you will have that reality happen of people talking out their neck, as they say. Another reality is, based on the last one, you will take that personal. I find it very hard when people say, don't worry or care about what other people think. I have also got lost in that. To me, it feels like a myth. Not that it's impossible, and there might be some of you out there who don't take anything personally, but I am not one of them. I am definitely sensitive in that area, and so I think it is compassionate to acknowledge that that is hard for someone to call you grandma when you're not, especially when you're prematurely graying. I started graying in my early 30s, and I definitely have had people say to me, but you're too young to be so gray. You're so stressed. And I want to let you know, if you want to find out about going gray, check out Naturally Platinum's page. She has some really great facts about going gray and what happens to our hair and why that process happens. So you might feel defensive when you hear things that people say. Somebody may make an innocent comment like, oh, you're going gray, and you might feel like you have a need to explain to them your choice. That is a reality that might happen because of the things that people say, and even the way that you may feel. You also may experience some doubt or regret about your choice to go gray. That is a reality. It will take longer than you think. And I feel that is the truth whether you decide to chop your hair or you decide to transition. The hair growing process is not an overnight thing, and sometimes we forget that as adults. We want it to happen faster and quicker, and so you will experience some impatience, especially in the beginning of your journey. I remember those first couple of inches of new growth, it was like, oh my gosh, especially even when you chop it off, I feel that it's difficult to escape the grown braid process, where you will have some of the older, well, actually, unless you completely shave your head. But even then, waiting for your hair to grow after you make a cut like that, impatience is definitely a reality you won't be able to escape. Your hair will go yellow at times. My hair going yellow at times is frustrating. And I find with my front patch here, the silver patch, it's easier to use purple shampoo to help keep that bright. But my salt and pepper around, that is a little bit hard. And I heard somebody on Instagram describe it as right after it snows, it's nice and white. And then the cars start driving and it gets this like dirty white. And sometimes my hair can feel like that. And so that is a reality that comes with going gray and not having that melanin and it being easily stained. And the sun, I did not realize, can also make your hair go yellow. So that's where you can check out practical information to be able to help you to combat that. But that is a reality, at least for me, going gray. And there's a reality that you will compare. You will look at someone else's grown braid and say, why doesn't my grown braid look like that? You'll look at someone else's hair pattern, the way their gray comes in, and say, I want my hair to come in that way. And the reality is we are all unique with the way that our hair grows. And being on Instagram and seeing the amazing Silver Sister community, I am so in awe of the different varieties of the way that everyone's gray comes in. Some are salt and pepper, some are very strikingly white. Sometimes there's a mixture of that. Sometimes it's only in the front and not in the back, and vice versa. Sometimes it's a patch. It's all very different. The reality is that you will compare. It happens. We're human beings. But like I said, in the following video, I'm going to be talking about how we compassionately deal with these realities, these struggles that come with making the decision to go gray. So please do not lose heart and stay tuned next week for the video that I'll be putting out on one of the first compassionate practices that you can implement to be able to help you to compassionately embrace your roots. I thank you so much for watching, and please let me know down below if you are on a gray journey, what's the hardest part been for you? Have you encountered any of these realities that I mentioned in this video, and how have you handled it? Please remember that you don't know who you inspire by you just being you, as well as how you've handled things, and you put that in the comments. You never know who's looking and watching, and that may help them to make the choice to embrace their roots. Okay guys, see you in the next one. I will be doing a video series